And how safe is the water?
And that is 2004. Let games begin. We'll go live to Greece for the start of the Summer Games. Right now, from today. And good evening, everyone. We're getting dramatic video tonight of the wind, rain, and heavy damage caused by Hurricane Charlie when it slammed into the Gulf Coast of Florida.
The Category 4 storm came ashore near Fort Myers. This video shows a roof blowing off a building. The storm leveled homes and buildings. The damage could exceed $15 billion. New tonight, here's a look at just how bad the storm got. With 145-mile-per-hour winds and 10-foot high waves, Hurricane Charlie blasted ashore this afternoon along Florida's Gulf Coast. Charlie gave towns up and down the state's southwest coast a beating and then took aim at the Orlando area.
Given the large population that exists in Central Florida, in spite of the fact that people seem to have focused on the fact that a storm is coming, there is the potential for significant damage there as well.
Forecasters expect the storm to weaken further as it makes its way across the state. Meanwhile, some 700,000 Floridians have been left without power. And in Punta Gorda, some of the worst damage as heavy winds turned some of the buildings to rubble. Near Tampa, where residents were expecting to bear the brunt of the storm, the worst is over. Many who sought refuge in shelters have already headed home. Away from Wisconsin, going to Florida, We Energy's crews will head south tomorrow to help restore power in wake of Hurricane Charlie. 44 line mechanics are all on their way.
Hurricane Charlie came ashore a much stronger storm than expected. It gained strength as it churned closer to Florida's Gulf Coast. We continue our team coverage of Charlie now with Storm Team forecaster John Milan. John, talking about 145-mile-per-hour winds.
Category 4 is a very, very large storm, and this storm system, what I'm worried about is Captiva Island and Sanibel, which took the brunt of this, and obviously they're not out there yet to see the damage, but they'll probably get very bad damage on those islands near Fort Myers. Here's the eye of the storm right now by radar. We'll put it in motion for you. It came ashore right here near Fort Myers, Port Charlotte. It's been crossing the Florida Peninsula, moving to the north-northeast very, very quickly. It's still a hurricane. 85-mile-per-hour winds is very near Daytona Beach. Let me show you where it's going to go as it continues to move to the north and east. It'll start to track from Daytona out over the water. It'll probably strengthen again and then make landfall sometime tomorrow morning or afternoon between Charleston and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And Mike and Carol, the winds are now on shore with this hurricane, so there's going to be a lot of damage again with the storm as it gets back over water.
Not done yet, John. Thanks.
Thank you, John.
More than 60 students from the Merton School District in Waukesha County are back home tonight.
They were supposed to be in Key Largo, Florida for the experience of their young lives. However, Charlie crashed the party. New at 10, here's Claudia Coffey with their close call.
For these teens from Waukesha County, it's a rite of passage. A week of studying marine wildlife in the Keys. Merton school teachers John and Wendy Reinick have organized the trip for the past 10 years.
It's pretty powerful. It's a great learning experience and just a great life experience.
More than 60 students and chaperones arrived in Key Largo ready to dive in on Monday. Little did they know an uninvited visitor was waiting.
But it was such a beautiful 2 days that we thought that it might just be a little rain or something because we thought maybe it would tail off and not be so strong.
But they were wrong. By Wednesday, they were told they had to leave or move to an evacuation shelter.
How are we going to arrange to get 69 people out of South Florida when everybody else is trying to leave South Florida at the same time?
The group made it out just before the big one hit. It was a memorable experience cut short, but one they are not likely to ever forget.
They were disappointed, but they understood, you know, this isn't something we have a choice in.
Well, there is always next year. There is good news, though. The students, teachers, and chaperones will likely be reimbursed for the $855 they paid for the trip. So a little bit of good news there. Carol, back to you.
Okay, Claudia, thank you very much. And the group is already planning to go back next year.
We have new information tonight. An 11-year-old Milwaukee girl is recovering after being shot while sleeping in her home early this morning. Shots were fired through the front windows. It happened in the 1300 block of North 39. Kia Yang's sister says when she heard the shot, she told her family to hit the floor, but one of the bullets hit Kia.
As soon as the first one went off, I was like, oh my God, and then my little sister
she screamed once really loud, like you could just hear it in her voice that, you know, she got hurt.
Yang was shot in the hand. Police are looking for the teenage suspect. A follow-up on a high-speed chase in Milwaukee that ended in gunfire. A 35-year-old suspect shot by police last night is in serious condition and may be paralyzed. The two officers involved are on routine desk duty while the shooting is being investigated. The chase began near 28th and Capitol, went through downtown, and ended at 7th and Melvina. Police say the suspect had a shotgun.
We have a couple of developing stories. For the first time this year, Wisconsin blood donation has tested positive for the West Nile virus. State health officials say a Waukesha County resident gave blood last month. That blood was destroyed. The donator showed no symptoms, so the state is not considering this a human case. Attorney General Peg Lautenschlager is recovering tonight from surgery for breast cancer. She had outpatient surgery in Madison. Lautenschlager says her prognosis is good and she does not expect treatments to interfere with work. She expects to be back on the job next week.
Decision 2004, President Bush is coming back to Wisconsin. He will be campaigning in the northwestern part of the state on Wednesday. The president will make 2 stops in St. Croix County, one at a shipping container business in Chippewa Falls. The president made stops in Waukesha, Fond du Lac, and Ashwaubenon last month. And we've learned more about Elizabeth Edwards' visit to southeast Wisconsin this weekend. The wife of Democratic vice presidential candidate John Edwards will tour St. Francis Hospital tomorrow. She'll also be talking with patients about health care. On Sunday, Edwards will worship at Christian Faith Fellowship Church in Milwaukee.
Other national stories making news now. One day after admitting he was gay and that he had an extramarital affair with a man, the governor of New Jersey tonight is facing allegations of sexual harassment. A former advisor is accusing Governor James McGreevey of making repeated sexual advances toward him. The governor's office has not commented on those accusations. The rape trial against NBA star Kobe Bryant will not be postponed after all. A judge has denied the prosecutor's request for a delay, saying it wasn't justified. Bryant's accuser says he raped her in a Colorado resort last year. Many tonight are mourning the loss of celebrity chef Julia Child. She died in her sleep at her California home. Child had a passion for food and for cooking. She always encouraged people to try new recipes. She was just shy of her 92nd birthday.
Millions of gallons of sewage wound up in Lake Michigan this spring, the same lake where Milwaukee gets its drinking water. So could any of that sewage bacteria get into the city's water system? Tonight, 2 experts tell us there is no reason to worry, but there are no 100% guarantees. This investigation for Scott Freeman with this Troubled Waters report.
At Milwaukee's water treatment plants, monitors like this check for bacteria around the clock.
Every single second, 24 hours a day, these monitors are looking at the water that's coming into the plant, looking at the water going through the plant, and the water leaving the plant.
So what did those monitors pick up when billions of gallons of sewage spilled into Lake Michigan this spring? The city says it did see a slight increase in E. coli levels in the water coming into the plant. But the increase was so slight, it was barely detectable.
The E. coli went from 0 to 2 during the course of the overflows this time, which is insignificant, really.
And Lewis says that E. coli was killed in the treatment process before the water went out to homes.
They are zapped like that.
The city says it didn't detect any cryptosporidium in the drinking water during the overflows. Crypto's the bug that made 400,000 people sick when it got into the water from an unknown source in 1993. Since then, the city has made major improvements to its water treatment plants.
My hunch is Milwaukee has probably some of the safest water in the Great Lakes region.
But environmental health professor John Krasowski says no system is perfect when it comes to killing bacteria.
It's possible a small number could slip through. In this business, you can never have 100% certainty.
But even if some bacteria escape treatment, Krasowski says the number would probably be so small, few people would get sick.
So there could be isolated episodes, but the probability is quite low.
After the crypto outbreak in 1993, the city moved some water intake pipes further from the shore so they'd be in deeper water. Experts say that may have also helped keep sewage away from the drinking water system during the overflows this spring.
Okay, Scott, thank you very much. Let the games begin. Coming up, we're going to go live to Athens for a look at the opening ceremonies and a look ahead tomorrow.
And Wisconsin sent 24 athletes to the Summer Games. Coming up, we'll introduce you to them.
Slightly warmer temperatures for the weekend, but look at the current temperatures. Already dropped to 45 in early 56 Wausau, 59 Madison, 52, I should say, Madison 59 here. Weekend forecast coming up.
Right now, from today's TMJ4. With Mike Goucher, Carol Meekins, and Storm Team forecaster John Milan. Today's TMJ4. This is Live at 10, Special Edition.
The Olympic Games open tonight in Athens in spectacular fashion.
The opening ceremonies are over, and now the competition is ready to begin. We kick off our Olympic coverage with Leanne Gray, who's live in Athens. Leanne?
Mike and Carol, it's Saturday morning here in Athens, and the athletes are preparing for a big day of competition. But first, they were welcomed in a ceremony inspired by the gods. The Olympic torch and flame ended its 5-continent journey at Olympic Stadium, where it will burn brightly for the next 16 days of competition. The city of Athens turned the tides of disbelief into waves of praise at Friday's opening ceremonies of the 2004 Olympic Games.
It was great. It was a great feeling. Made you feel real proud to be here.
With an aquatic display at the center, Greeks offered the world a mix of ancient history and modern-day pride, complete with the fire of rings.
I thought it was awesome. It was amazing. I'm speechless.
11,000 athletes from a record 202 nations filed into the stadium in alphabetical order using the Greek alphabet. The U.S. team, led by basketball Olympian Don Staley, received a warm and roaring welcome from the crowd, despite anti-American sentiment over the war in Iraq. Meanwhile, the Iraqi team was welcomed back to the Games after Olympic suspensions. Sprinters Marion Jones and Sean Crawford did not attend the opening ceremonies. Neither did swimmer Michael Phelps. He starts competing early Saturday and will swim for 7 gold medals.
Olympic Games, welcome home.
The final touch included a fireworks display over a multicolored lit stadium. And a lone olive tree took center stage, just like the athletes will do in the coming weeks.
That's Leanne Gray in Athens. What an opening ceremony.
Yeah, you need to see that Sea of Humanity every time. Really impressive.
Spectacular. Wisconsin is well known for its Olympic athletes.
But many of them compete in the Winter Games. Our Mike Jacobs joins us now with more. Well, the 24 athletes Wisconsin is sending to Athens for the Summer Games. Mike.
Carol and Mike, when you think of Olympic gold, you think of Bonnie Blair, Dan Jansen, Eric Heiden, but Wisconsin is also well represented at the Summer Olympics. They may be household names, but 24 athletes from our state will compete during the next 3 weeks. Current world and national gymnastics champion Paul Hom of Waukesha may have the best shot at gold.
Either a team gold medal or an all-around gold medal for me. That's, the perfect ending to everything.
His twin brother Morgan is also a strong contender. 16-year-old Chelsea Mimmel of West Allis is an alternate on the women's gymnastics team. How long have you been working toward this goal?
My whole life.
And look for former Marquette star Dwayne Wade on the medal stand. He leads a young but strong basketball team into the Olympics. Dennis Hall of Hartford won a silver medal in Greco-Roman wrestling in '96.
The thing that keeps me motivated the most is I don't have an Olympic gold medal.
He'll be joined by Garrett Lowney of Kaukauna, who won bronze in Sydney, and James Grunwald of Greendale. Andrew Rock from UW La Crosse is on the 1,600-meter relay team.
And this is a great opportunity to go over there and do what I love and run with these other great athletes.
Milwaukee native Dee Demetberry leads the U.S. women's cycling team to Athens, and Racine's Erin Beenstra Mirabella is making her second Olympic appearance on the cycling team. Wisconsin is well represented on the U.S. rowing team. Bo Hoopman from Plymouth, Chris Ahrens of Whitefish Bay, Mike Worley of Sun Prairie, and Ben Holbrook of Heartland are all competing. UW-Madison's Carly Piper is on the swimming team.
Just to be able to actually make it a reality is just great.
And veteran swimmer Neil Walker of Verona is making his second appearance at the Olympics.
UW-Madison's Adam Mania is swimming for the Polish team. Race walker Tim Seaman is from UW-Parkside's nationally acclaimed race walking program. Kurt Clausen is from Stevens Point. Mary Beth Larson, Igor Sevilla of North Prairie competes in the modern pentathlon. Madison native Jeff Nygaard will be playing on the U.S. beach volleyball team. Mequon native BZ Madden competes in equestrian team jumping. And finally, Rebecca Giddens of Green Bay is on the Olympic kayak team, so watch for them running, riding, and jumping, going for gold, representing the U.S. and Wisconsin in Athens.
And each night we'll be telling you about one of those athletes. Here's our plan. We're going to air stories the night before the athletes compete, so you can actually watch for them on TV the following day. Tomorrow night, for example, we'll meet Didi Demetberry, a world-class cyclist from Milwaukee. She competes on Sunday. 24 Olympic athletes from Wisconsin. I was shocked and impressed to learn we had so many people in the summer games. Mike and Carol?
You're right, Mike. We think speed skating, there's a lot more here.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
It's going to be fun. Mike thinks a lot. Well, it has definitely around here, though, felt like fall over the past few days.
But the weather will change a little bit this weekend. Here's Storm Team forecaster John Milan with the latest on our gradual warm-up. Jeff?
And it will warm up a little bit this week. I'm going to start out, just in case you missed it at the top of the show. Hurricane Charlie continues to move across Florida. 105-mile wind gusts in Orlando. So right now, right here around Daytona, it will be moving up to South Carolina late morning and early afternoon as Sky Path 4 pulls into Wisconsin. Just a couple of clouds left over. All the precipitation has gone away for tonight. Look at these current temperatures. 52 Sheboygan, 55 West Bend, 51 in Fond du Lac, Waukesha holding at 57 and 59 in downtown Milwaukee. So we're looking at some chilly temperatures. Another cool, pleasant sleeping weather night. High pressure continues to dominate our weather. Northeast to easterly winds off the lake. Cool Canadian air. Here's what Future Forecast has to say about it all. 1 o'clock in the morning, we're going to still see partly cloudy skies, but those skies will break up a little bit overnight tonight. By morning, looks like a good day for the golf tournament tomorrow out of Whistling Straits. A couple of isolated sprinkles, especially inland, could form once again because the air, again, is very cool above the ground. So by tomorrow night, we're going to see the skies start to clear out once again and cool temperatures once again right on into Sunday, even a better day with lots of sunshine. I don't think we're going to see any isolated sprinkles on Sunday, mainly with the winds going to south. Saturday, easterly winds continue on, so only 68 Lake, 72 Madison, 75 La Crosse. Then on Sunday, approach of another cold front, which could bring rain in here early next week, but we look nice with winds shifting to the south. So across the state, we warm up to 77 in Madison, 80 in La Crosse, and much better at Whistling Straits and in Milwaukee, temperatures in the low to mid-70s. So your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy skies, cool air, 54 at the lakeshore, 48 inland, the winds stay north, northeast, and light. Partly cloudy and cool for tomorrow, winds again easterly to northeast, 5 to 12 miles per hour, 73 inland, 65 at the lakeshore. Look at that Sunday for the last day of the golf tournament, mostly sunny and pleasant. High of 74 degrees. Storm Team 4 7-day planner, let's show it to you, and it's looking like we are seeing some rain. Partly cloudy on Monday with a chance for a thunderstorm and 78, 80 degrees with a chance for showers on Tuesday, 78 with a thunderstorm on Wednesday, and we drop back in the 70s again. So we get up to 80 and all of a sudden we drop back down. We're just in that northwest jet stream all summer, and we're pulling down some cool air around here.
Maybe summer will last longer this year.
No, long-range outlook for winter is mild, so
who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? We're a little mixed up this year.
So, yeah, you got that right, Mike.
Thank you, John. Tempers flare at Packers practice today.
Tiger Woods almost lost his temper a couple of times in the PGA Championship today, but a strong finish keeps him alive. He'll make the cut.
Breaking news.
Accurate weather.
When there's breaking news, it's important that you know.
When there's severe weather on the horizon, it's important that you know.
For breaking news and accurate weather, trust the people you know. Weeknights at 10 on today's TMJ4.
Sports. Today's TMJ4 with Kevin Hunt. The Tiger on the tee.
Trouble for Tiger Woods on cut day. Into the sand on 4, into the water on 5, in danger of missing a cut. First time in 129 tournaments, but he birdies 2 of the last 3 holes to survive to the weekend. Well, I'm sure the folks at CBS breathing a sigh of relief. Tiger Woods equals ratings, but the leaderboard is loaded. The cream rising to the top, even if Whistling Straits has been more lamb than lion. Now, this is the way to make the cut. Robert Gomez with a hole-in-one on the 17th. Had he not made this, he'd be out of the tournament. Gomez is 1 over for the tournament. There were just more memorable golf shots on day 2 than 1. Chris DeMarco, sweet sand wedge, 180 yards out. He gets his 6 under with the birdie. First round leader Darren Clark on the 7th hole. This is the way to make a birdie. The 80-footer for Clark finishes the day a shot off the lead. Then on the 3rd hole, Justin Leonard moves to 9. He'll end up that way as well. He has a share of the 2nd round lead as that drops. BJ King so hungry for a major, you can see him salivating, trying to break an 0 for 18 streak in the majors. He nearly puts his name next to the leaders on 18, just missing the birdie. Let's go to the leaderboard. Justin Leonard, BJ Singh lead, 9 under. Clark Els, Baird, a shot back. Tiger saves his weekend. Skip Kendall squeaks in. Sergio Garcia, bogey's 18 and he's out. Tough going for Jerry Kelly and John Daly. Jesse Garcia with reaction.
Tiger Woods almost went home for the weekend. Instead, he was here on the practice range, following his charge to make the cut and keep his streak alive.
I had to somehow just grind it out and be patient, and hopefully things would come around. And it did. It's a pretty classy leaderboard, and it's a real honor for me to be a part of that. Whoever wins this event, whether it's me or somebody else, is going to play some incredible golf this weekend.
If you get the ball in the fairway, you could tackle the pins. It wasn't that hard if you get the ball in the fairway, so that's why guys are shooting low scores.
I just want it to be harder. I want it to be more difficult. I studied and practiced from areas, with assuming it was going to play hard. And right now, it's attack a lot of pins.
I think the wind's going to start switching. It's getting a little warmer, and I think that will change conditions quite a bit.
One final note, Tiger said these are some of the most respectful galleries he's ever been around. At Whistling Straits in Sheboygan County, Jesse Garcia, today's TMJ 4.
Well, the Brewers happy to be home again, facing Florida. Russell Brandy a 2-run homer in 3rd. Lyle Overbay a 2-run shot in the 5th. Wes Overmuller gets the win. Dan Kolb gets out of the game in the 9th as the Brewers win at 6-4. The wet track cancels NASCAR qualifying. Points leader Jimmy Johnson gets the pole for Sunday. Up next, Packers Extra. Practice is turning into Fight Club. Coach Mike Sherman tells us why this one bothers him.
TMJ4. Packers Extra.
Welcome to Fight Club. This is what Fight Club is. You do not talk about Fight Club.
Boy, it's beginning to feel a lot like Fight Club at Packers training camp. Maybe they're still mad about 4th and 26, or maybe a byproduct of a more aggressive defense. But even practice battle lines are being drawn. Players just aren't listening to the whistle anymore, like a prize fighter who keeps rushing after the bell. The defense trying to get an extra shot on offense, vice versa. Even practice touchdowns carry more bravado. Let's go! Long shot running back Walter Williams desperately trying to make the club bust a big run during scrimmage today. That scores points with the coaches. But on the very next play, he gets into a fight with defensive end Shante Williams. There go the brownie points. Sherman tells both players to leave the field.
Williams had a long run and helped the team get down there, but then he retaliates, and that's usually the guy that gets in trouble. So it would have hurt us in the game. We would have lost field position and possibly a score. That's why I kicked him out of it. There's no place for that out here. Not more scrimmaging.
Craig Nall, you're in trouble, son. A nagging hamstring injury will keep him out of Monday night's exhibition over. He needs everything he can get. But a new life for Ron Dane. Slimmer touchdown runs with 67 and 28 yards, 118 yards rushing for the Giants in a fast ever before.
I was going to say, who was that man?
Was that Ron Dane?
He's lost like about 25
Absolutely.
pounds.
He didn't even get a carry from scrimmage last
last year, was in the doghouse all season, but looks great.
Got a chance this year.
Absolutely.
Eating his Wheaties. Kevin, thank you. We'll be back.
That's right.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight.
We'll see you tomorrow night, everyone.